Hey, it's Nazai. I came back to do an update. Um, it is November 2nd, 2019. Um, and quite a lot has happened within the last few days. Excuse the noise. I'm currently pumping, trying to get ready to go back to the Ronald McDonald's house. I I just decided to come home last night after I was released. Um, just to sleep in my bed again, and it was so comfortable, and it relieved so much stress that had been built up over the last few days. So I'll be heading back up to Augusta in probably like a few minutes. Um, I'm currently pumping. I've been trying to pump regularly, and my milk finally came in, so that's good. But the pump I have is very, very weak, so it's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna get through it. Okay. Yesterday we went to go and check up on the girls. Niayle, she's still doing very good. She'll have fluctuations with her oxygen saturation every now and then, but that's to be expected with a 25-week-old, like 25-week-old preemie that was born early. So that's to be expected. Carmen, she's a lot more stable now, but yesterday morning she had a drop in her blood cell count and blood platelets, and the doctors and the nurses, they didn't know what was going on, where her blood had gone, because she had both of the girls had transfusions when they were first born because they were very, very anemic. Carmen was the most anemic out of the two. So they both had already had blood transfusions, even though their platelet count was like super low. Well, not super low, but it was like a normal low. Carmen's happened to drop to below normal yesterday morning, and they gave her another blood transfusion, and they scanned her to see where the blood was going. To our dismay, it turns out that Carmen has she may possibly have a grade 4 IVH. Before yesterday, I didn't know what an IVH was. I never heard of it, never did any research on it, because I just didn't know. Didn't expect my babies to come so early. But yeah, that was the most nerve-wracking day I've had so far. But with that being a very, very serious thing, we have to come to the terms of like what her future will be like. As many people know already, an IVH is like bleeding within the ventricles of the brain. The bleeding in the brain could block cerebral fluid from doing what it needs to do, and that can lead to hydrocephalus. And with hydrocephalus, that can lead to all other kinds of disabilities, such as cerebral palsy, mental retardation, developmental process slowing, like a various amount of other disabilities. Like, it's and it's on the right side, so she could possibly end up with left side weakness of the body. Yesterday when finding this out, as you can tell, like any other mother, I'm sure they wouldn't handle that well. Nobody would handle that well when finding out their baby has something going on so serious. And I didn't take it well. My fiance, he stayed home from work. He didn't take it well. But we've come to the terms that we can't look at it as if, oh, these other people's babies, they were born this early and they're completely fine, they're okay. It's a roller coaster ride, basically. There's going to be our highs and there's going to be our lows, and we can't do anything about that but be strong for our girls and be the support that they need right now. And that's what I'm currently working on, trying to not detach from emotion, but I'm trying to look at it in a standpoint of where the doctors are coming from. Sorry. Because this is a really serious situation. But I can only take it a day at a time. Day by day. Not even day by day, really. I heard a lot of people say take it day by day. But you don't really take it day by day. You take it moment by moment. Because anything can happen with babies so small. And as parents, we understand that we have to be ready to handle anything that's thrown at us, even worst case scenarios. But I'm going to continue to pray and keep hope and keep faith, because that's all I can do. That's all I can do right now. Besides that, and pumping for them and making sure they have breast milk and being their support. All I can do is try not to stress and try to take care of myself, because my girls are coming home healthy. My girls are gonna come home. There's no doubt in my mind that my girls are gonna come home. And there's no doubt that I'm gonna struggle. I know I'm struggling. I'm struggling now. But I can't let that weigh me down. And I'll try to, I'll always think about my fiance and how tough it is on him as well as me. Like being the one who has to provide for the house by himself now and be separated from his kids and his fiance while he works, and only being able to really come up there when he can. It's hard. It's really, really hard. But I love him so much. And we love our girls. We love our girls so much. So I know the dedication to keep on fighting and keep on being strong will continue. We may falter, but we have no choice but to be strong for our babies. But yeah, I should be heading back to Augusta in not too long. I'm probably about to go wake him up. I've been up for going on 3 hours. I came downstairs. I feel really, really good. So I started taking down some food that I was going to take with me. And I cleaned the kitchen because he's been so busy. He can't really do all this by himself. And I know I'm not supposed to be doing a lot of strenuous stuff either, but I just felt like that would take a lot of the edge off, take a lot of the stress off, because I couldn't even recognize my house. I've been away. I feel like I've been away for so long. Took me a second. So it really calmed me down to just get in there and take my mind off things and clean up and organize just a little bit and take that food down. So, yeah. At this point, trying to be as positive as I can be. Enough about that. Let's get our mind off of that for a minute. Good news. My milk actually came in. And I'm done pumping that one. I've been pumping it for so long. This pump is not the business. It's not a pump I like. But yeah, like I was saying, this pump is not the business. It takes so long. It's the same brand as the hospital pump. But the hospital pump is like very strong, and like you can get done pumping in 15 minutes. With this pump, I pump for going on like I pump for so long. It's like it makes no sense. I pumped last night at like 10 o'clock before I went to sleep. And I woke up at 3 this morning because my shirt was wet because I needed to pump again. So, sorry. So, I woke up and tried to get over there to pump, and I've been up ever since I pumped up while I was up there in the room for I pumped for going on like 30 minutes. And then I brought the bottles downstairs, and I've been downstairs ever since with my pump and everything. So I came down here, cleaned up, pumped, and I had been pumping for like probably like 40 minutes. And this is all I got from both boobs. My boobs are like really, they're still full, but I think I'm gonna when I get back to Augusta, I'm gonna go take a shower. That's gonna be the first thing I do, and then I'm going to go over to the hospital with the girls. I'm gonna sit with the girls for a little bit, and then I'm gonna use one of their pumps and pump as much as I can. Go sit with the girls again, probably pump again, and around like 2 or 3, hopefully I can go and take me a nap. And I'm gonna go take a nap, take a shower, try to get some. I really need to get some sleep, so I need to try to really work in that nap and work in my eating. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I may go ahead and try to make some food while I'm there before anything else, just in case, because I need to have something to eat. Even though they offer me mommy meals in the NICU, they're not really all that appetizing. Like, I'll eat it, but I won't enjoy eating it. And at the Ronald McDonald House, they provide you with certain groceries, but you have to really look, and it's not really something that you just be like, oh, a can of green beans, let's eat that. But yeah, I'm gonna bring the little foods that I do have, and hopefully by like not next week, the week after next will probably be when I'll be able to get some more appetizing groceries. But for now, I just have to make do with what I have. Yeah, so I'll probably come back later and update again. So, yeah, bye. Hey you guys, I'm Niayle and I'm back with another update on my girls. Today is November 2nd, 2019, and so far the girls have been doing a very good job today. Um, Last time I talked to you guys, I told you that Carmen was having a little trouble and she has been diagnosed with a grade 4 brain bleed. I have to admit that has to be the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. But with the faith that I've been keeping and the support, I've grown to just take all the negative thoughts and throw them away. They're very premature. I have to, well, me and my fiance, we have to expect things like this to happen with them being so premature. The only thing we can do is offer support, give them nourishment, love them, show them that they are loved, and just pray with all our hearts that everything gets better. That's really all you can do as a parent with two NICU babies. So I've been praying and I've been sticking to my prayers. I know before I wasn't really a religious person at all, but I feel like everyone needs to put their faith in a higher being when it comes to situations like this. You need to open your mind to think of all the things that that greater being can do for you, no matter what religion you choose and like what religion takes over you and fills you and makes you feel inspired that you are a true believer in. Um, but like I said, we pray for our girls. We just hope for the best for them. When we hear good news like this, it does brighten, like it brightens our day. It's it makes our day turn from 0 to 100. And just like the bad news can turn it from 100 to a 0, you can only expect ups and downs with babies so young. Like this whole thing is just a rapid roller coaster that's gonna keep going because they're so young, and you can only come to terms with that. You can't let that you can't let that feeling of lostness and like just dread drag you down, because at the end of the day you have to support your babies and you have to be strong for your babies. That's the only way things will work. And as well as being strong for your babies, you have to be strong for your significant other, because as you guys, you only have each other when it comes to really supporting your kids that way. You guys made those, like, parents don't understand that they made their children with love. The same love that you make those children with, you should put into the environment that they're born into. So we both got in our heads straight. We banished all bad thoughts and we're only thinking positivity. But as well as thinking positively, we do have knowledge of all the bad things that could happen, all the negative side effects of everything that could happen. But that's not what we're aiming for. We just know that it could happen. Um but update on the girls. Niayle, she's been doing very good. She's been stable for she's been stable since like birth really. So she's been doing good, but she's the more developed twin. So we would expect that my water broke. Well, when my water broke, it broke with Carmen. So Carmen's the lesser developed twin, if that makes sense. So all the things that Carmen has been going through is more than expected. But last night she remained stable. She had 2 blood transfusions. She had one that morning when they first noticed that her blood count was low, and she had one that night before we left the NICU. and she's been handling that really good. She's been balancing out, and she's also been weaned from the oscillator and the gas nitride. So I'm really excited about that. And she's been really stable, even though they weaned her off a little bit. Before, when they tried to wean her off, she couldn't do, like, she wasn't doing too great by herself. But today she made an improvement, and she showed improvement, which is very, very exciting. And I don't know, I'm just so proud of them. I'm proud of them either way, because they're strong babies, and I know that they can fight. They have fight in them. Their parents have fight in them, so they were born with fight. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Niayle, she's also been weaned a little bit off the support from the ventilator. Like, they lowered the oxygen level. So hopefully after she grows a little bit, because she's on the lowest setting of oxygen that the ventilator can give her, but they're not going to wean her off of it until she gets a little bigger. And when she gets a little bigger, they're going to take the tubes out and let her just see if she can do it by herself. And I'm very, very excited about that, because that just means we're one step closer. And I've been reading a lot of articles about parents who had premature twins. Even some parents had twins way before we did. And then they talked about the risk of delayed development and cerebral palsy, mental retardation, and things like that. And I just wanted to point out that I love my babies so, 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 so much. But if there was any risk that my child would be severely damaged, in this case, like with my little baby, with her brain bleeds, to that can lead to any of these disabilities. If it were to be at the point where I knew she wouldn't be able to talk, walk, or eat on her own ever in her life, then I would consider just the better option of it. I don't want to speak on that, but I just know I have to consider that. I have to consider whether bringing her into further progressment with life, if it'll be the best thing for me to do as a parent, or for me and my fiance to do as parents. But we're hoping we don't have to make that decision. There's been lots and lots of testimonials, lots of stories about people who's going through the same situation I am, and their children developed, and they're perfect little babies, and you can work with them. And that's another thing, I can work with my children. I'm dedicated. I'm 100% dedicated to work with my children on whatever disability or whatever downfall that they may face. But I know if it's life hindering, I wouldn't want to put them through that. So enough of that. We have another not negative, positive for the day. As you all know, I'm breastfeeding my children. I think that's the best way to go about doing things, especially with them being so premature. It'll help them grow. It'll help nourish them to develop into the babies that I need them to develop into. I need them to be strong little girls. So I've decided to breastfeed. These are not all the bottles that I have for them, but these are the recent bottles that I've done within 2 hours apart from each other. And I am very proud, because my milk production has gone up significantly. And it's only day 4, but it was expected to be low at first to begin with. Um, these were the bottles that I did about 2 hours ago. Milk is able to sit out for a total of 4 hours, and I'm about to go to the NICU to store the milk any second. I have a few other bottles in the fridge here at the Ronald McDonald House stored that I'm going to take over with me. But these ones are from 10:53 a.m. and I made it to the 100 milliliter mark on 2 little bottles. And I'm very, very proud of that because I got twin girls. I need to make as much milk as I can possibly make. But I was pumping for about, I'd say like 30 minutes. I know you're supposed, well, start off slow, but this pump is so weak. It's very, very weak. But I think I was probably using it a little bit wrong because it worked really great this morning and I was able to get that much milk out. And now I don't feel very full, and I wasn't feeling full either when I went to go and get myself ready for the day. So that's really, really good. I just pumped a few minutes ago just so I can have some more milk to take over there with me. And I got up to 30 ml on this one and 35 on this one. So there's still, it's kind of lower. It's a lot lower than the other two, but it's still good because I pump so much with those ones, so I wouldn't expect to have that much again until probably like later after I eat again. I've been trying to eat like oatmeal for breakfast, and I ate oatmeal this morning and it seemed to help a lot. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm probably gonna go buy some oatmeal. So yeah, I'm gonna go head over to the NICU and I'll have another update for you guys later. Bye.